Hey y'all, Backwoods Modeler here. Got a short video this week. It's been a super busy week. I haven't had a lot of time to get much done. So I got two small projects and one big project that I did this week. Start with the simple one. Got this Jada Toys Suburban that came jacked up on these big wheels. That's just too big for me, so I had to take them off. I brought it down and I put it on some smaller wheels and tires. I was going to paint them, but see, it's got a little bit of stance jacked up in the back end a little bit. I was going to paint them, but I figured everything else on this truck was already black. So I figured I'd just go ahead and leave the wheels on this thing black. Kind of blends in a little bit better, looks good with it. One of these days, maybe I'll try to build some suspension for them. I had to jack it up pretty high to get those tires and wheels to fit right. One of these days I'll work on that. Yeah, then they did it's kind of hard to tell on camera. The way they overlaid the paint, I believe they painted it silver and then put that green overlay over it, transparent paint over it. Some grinding along the edges of the roof on both sides. Like I said, it's not showing up on camera, but you can see it. You can barely see it there. But anyway, it looks bad. It looks pretty good for a Jada Toys truck. I'd like to find some mirrors for it. Period correct mirrors. Then the next easy one would be my 79 Ford. I've been jacking up so many daggone square bodies lately, I had to do a Ford. Just wasn't right. So I did this 79. So, tell you what I was doing here is this bed liner actually came off of a different truck. And I'll show you why it's on this one here in just a couple seconds. But this one I had to jack way up. That's probably a 1/4 inch. I had to jack that sucker up. So I'm going to try to figure out a way and watch some videos and see how to make some suspension under this thing, make it look a little bit nicer. But other than that, I think it looks pretty damn good. If I don't drop it and bust it while I'm trying to show it to you. Now the camera, there we go. That looks good. Had the tan wheels, I sprayed them silver. Got to have my chrome wheels. So again, I've got all these square bodies that I've been working on. As you can see clearly, there's another square body tow truck. Well, just to give you an idea on how careful you have to be, is I started out, I wanted to put a Ford cab on that tow truck. Here's the cab that I was going to use. See, I stripped the grill and the bumper off of it. I stripped everything off of it. I was getting ready to paint it because I just didn't want to leave it that color. I was drilling out, I don't know why they rivet in the windshield or the windows, but I was drilling out that daggone rivet. My drill slipped and went right through the corner of the damn windshield. So now this truck doesn't have a windshield. Well, it has 3/4 of a windshield, but it's busted. And as you can guess, that was an $8 truck, and that made me madder than hell. So that put that truck out. I didn't want to use any of my other Fords to make this tow truck, so we went back with a square body. But I think it turned out pretty sweet. It's jacked up a little bit, more of a 4-wheel drive look to it. And another thing that I will tell you that if you decide to do this, try to find one that has a plastic chassis, because this one has a die-cast chassis on it, the tow truck chassis. And I tell you, I worked for a good hour with my Dremel. Luckily, I have a Dremel with a cutting wheel on it. And I still worked for a good hour to chop this chassis to get that cab to fit on here. That cab is from an M2, and I cut the bed off of it. I'm looking for the bed for it, but I don't have it. I must have put it away already. I cut the bed off of it. It's the wheel wells, the fenders are real wide on the inside. It just not a good look. I don't like them. That's why I use this truck. That, and it's just a little bit, tiny bit wider than the Auto World trucks. So it fits these wheels a little bit better, where the Auto World trucks, they would have stuck out just a tiny bit. The bed fits this cab a little better. As you can see, it just barely sticks out past on both sides. So all in all, this was a better cab to use. It's a little wider than that Ford that I planned on using, so I think it turned out a little better. See, the lights are all nice and even, bed's all nice and even. Everything fits good, minus my dog hair. Bed still works like it's supposed to. All in all, it turned out to be a really sweet truck. I'm real happy with it, even though I wanted it to be a Ford because I'm building all these square bodies. Ford didn't work out, so now we have a square body tow truck, but I think it looks sweet. Set it down here on the board, give you an idea on the stance. Like I said, you can tell she's jacked up. She sets a lot higher than my flatbed. You can see the flatbed doesn't set nearly as high. And this flatbed I built on a Dodge chassis. You see there. And the good thing about it is it was plastic, so it was easy to cut and hack and make fit. This truck only took me a couple hours to build. I mean, it was fast. This truck took me the better part of a day to get built, because like I said, I spent hours cutting on that frame to make it fit. And then everything still didn't quite line up. I'm not real happy and proud of the way that bottom looks, but that's the way it turned out. Once I paint it, it won't look so bad, but you can't really tell on camera just how bad it looks. But yeah, I really had to hack this thing to make this work. Then I got the glued the mirrors on. Those look pretty good. Those came off the same tow truck. They just got put on here. Keep my finger behind it so it doesn't roll off. So yeah, not bad for a square body tow truck. But probably would have looked a lot nicer if I'd have painted them both to match, but I like that cab. I like the stripe on it. I think the cab has got a lot of good detail and a lot of good paint work on it, and I didn't want to screw that up, so I left it. So that's where we are. So again, y'all, like I said, it's a short video. It's been a super busy week. I haven't had a whole lot of chances to do a lot of stuff, so get back with you next week, and hopefully we'll have something a little bit better. See you later. Bye.